Wow, if you think about this. So Samuel also been called Valkyria. She's not phased at all. Power levels. Okay, I see. I wonder if the magic is a thing, actually. You knew exactly they will be here. So this might be the first time we see Reinhardt being serious. Move. I'm going, like, pass through this place. Like, just, yeah. Hello and welcome, Pocket Watch here, and it's about time for another episode of the S era, and we are back for the meeting with the LDO members. So yeah, without any further ado, let the curtains rise on the night's grand gungoil.
注意、これはどういうことです?
As they reached their destination, they were met with the calamity that left Beatrice speechless. She felt as though she were having a bad dream. Considering that they were seeing the criminals, it could be processed as the positive situation on her part, but the wickedness happened too far above what anyone could have predicted. Which was perfectly reasonable. After all, who would expect to see a car get blasted away and explode in a battle between two unarmed people, okay? They really go to extreme, they were that strong even like without being the LDO members, holy... Wow. The number of savages was another thing that confused them. Why were the two and why were they fighting? As Beatrice became more perplexed, Eleanor kept her iron-hard expression.
だが見ろキルヒアイズ。貴様はあれが誰だかわかるか？
え、誰って?
The girl's superior slightly raised her chin to the point at the tall man clad in the first-class military uniform at the other end of the alley. At a closer look, there also seems to be another man standing behind him. Even from afar, the two seemed quite handsome, but their overall impression were both completely different and strangely similar. Beatrice couldn't word it well, but she felt as though she was looking at the characters from the picture books, ones that made chills down her spine. They were... Yeah. So he is the chief of the Gestapo, yeah.
本当ですか?
ああ。そしてその隣にいるのは
The rumored Mercurius. Or maybe not Mercurius, I mean, yeah, for us it's Mercurius, but Karl Kraft. The other man seems as thin as a shadow graph, though they could both see him there. For some reason they couldn't perceive his visage. Okay, interesting.
誰です?
Just gives that kind of aura, huh?
いや、それはいい。
Doesn't matter, okay. Never mind.
事情は知らんがここに中将閣下がおられる以上、やるべきことは一つだ。狂った族から閣下のお身柄を守らねばならん。見る限り、ここに居合わせた軍卒は貴様と私の二人のみ。であれば、ゲスタポの仕事に介入した越権行為にも大義が立つ。
Okay. She was right. Beatrice nodded with the full respect for Eleanor and the venerable path she walked.
ですね。あの暴れてる二人、誰だか知りませんが危なすぎます。
Okay.
生意気にも一発に鼻が利くか。ならばついでに教えてやる。ああいった手合いには。
With this, Eleanor smiled for the first time in a long while, and as if to prize her stubborn resolve, she unsheathed the sword in her waist. Okay.
叩き切り、突き刺して、痛みと恐怖を植え付ける。銃とはなキルヒアイゼン。向けられても存外に怖くないものなのだよ。
Okay. Eleanor is scary. That's a scary view. Holy fuck. But also amazing CG. This is cool. This is cool.
はい。
So we're going to melee combats with Schreiber, holy shit, and Bay. Also, what an irony, right? If you think about this, Beatrice inherited what she just said, like dealing with the sword and stuff, right? And Eleanor now is using basically guns. What an irony, huh? What an irony. The woman saw her enemies and silently proclaimed she would join the battle. The cool, brave, the 90 posture invigorated Beatrice so much she forgot her fear.
時に貴様、実戦は初めてか。
はい、でも大丈夫です。
At her superior side, the girl could fight fearlessly and with no hesitation. Even since she took a position in the army, she dedicated her blade to the fatherland, its people, blood, glory, and victory. I wanted so much seeing like the more of the backstory for Beatrice and Eleanor, because like Beatrice craving for her like third degree and like her attachment to Samuel, that was like amazing in that fight. Yeah, we need more of this.
そう願いたいな。私の家も貴様の家も元を正せば起死回帰。部門に生まれた以上、殺すことも殺されることも躊躇は無用。行くぞ。
はい。リーダさん、あなたは隠れていてください。
Okay. Beatrice kicked the ground and with lightning speed broke into the hurricane-like violence surrounding the scoundrels. They even mentioned lightning right now. Yep, I wonder like what will happen. Like another party is joining the. Oh god. Her first attack was deflected. She took the savage counterattack with the middle part of her blade. The impact was great enough to send her flying backwards, but she was able to hold the ground by lodging into the air with her army boots. The violence and vehemence? I never heard that word in my life. I seriously never heard about this word. Of the attack made her feel as though her opponent wasn't even human. Okay, yep, Bay is not amused. Been a while, so let me see the full CG of this. I swear, like, Bay, actually Wilhelm at this point, he really looks like Shiro. He kinda looks like Shiro, yeah. Especially with this cape. Wow, if you think about this, Shiro right now have chains. He's like current state of like Shiro actually. Bay also have chains right now. Wow. Okay. The crimson eyes on his ivory face released a hot demonic light. As unbelievable as it was, he didn't have a weapon. The man deflected her blade with nothing but his bare hands. It's not normal even at this point. The stench of blood and the beasts made it quite obvious he was barely human. With just a single exchange of attacks, Beatrice instantly knew he was a true murderer and no friend to the ordinary. However, that was exactly why she couldn't back out. Succumbing to someone so vile was the opposite of what a true knight would do. Huh. Yeah, so becoming LDO really is like not the best thing that happened to her, because she's going to team up with Bay basically.
そこな強族、おとなしくバクにつきなさい。私はベアトリス・バルトルート・フォン・キルヒアイゼン。抵抗するなら手足の一
Yeah, that's not going to happen. The severe and sullen scolding made the man widen his eyes and look slightly confused at first, but then his shoulders began to shake, and his mouth formed a wicked smile, which was followed by the crackle, just dark.
言うね、こりゃ面白い。貴族の嬢ちゃんが勇ましいこった。
Okay.
細っけえ体でよ。俺とやれるとでも思ってんのか。
Okay.
敷いて串刺してよがらせて、わめかせて叫ばせてクズみてえにばらまいてやれ。
Yep. An avalanche of thick bloodlust came all over her. Wickedness clogged her nose, clouded her vision, and made her oxygen-deprived limbs go numb. The very truth that such a man existed tried her perception of the world, and that was exactly why she couldn't allow him to draw breath of their human world any longer. Patrice had no doubt in her heart.
なんてゲス。お前には救いがない。
Patrice, there's also Schreiber going around.
おお、そんなもんは生まれてこの方。ただの一辺だって感じたことありゃしねえよ。ほら、気がや嬢ちゃん。人の喧嘩にアホなよ。
Yeah, that's still Schreiber.
言われなくても。
Is Samuel going to fight Schreiber? I mean, so so Schreiber and Samuel used to fight even back then, because she said during the duel that they had like few duels and it was always was it always the draw? Can you remind me? I think that she said that it was always a draw, or at least they like kept winning like each other, and it's like currently a draw. I'm not exactly sure. I think they said that it was a draw, because she basically have a weapon that you cannot escape, and he have the ability to always escape, right? Be faster. So this is their first duel, like Samuel and Schreiber actually. I think Samuel and Schreiber duel have like more significance in the scene than Beatrice and Bay. As the killer beckoned her, Beatrice fixed her posture and took a step forward. Being a soldier, the girl had things she needed to protect.
教えてやるのはこっちの方だ。
Her angered roar was followed by the earnest thrust, deflection, evasion, and follow-up attack. Unlike the momentary first exchange, this was the build-up to be a true battle to the death. Beatrice fearlessly faced his violence, swearing not to let it swallow her and the justice of the path she walked. Okay, this is actually important fight for her. This is showing up her personality and how her craving came to be, actually. And?
ああ、なんだよ、つまんない。
Yeah.
せっかく盛り上がりかけてたのに。これじゃあ消化不良も。
Can Samuel actually do anything against Schreiber? Probably can, right? They're still humans at this point, so... The other Valkyrie approached the second villain.
おい、
The other Valkyria. Oh! So Samuel also been called Valkyria back then. The Battle Maiden. Okay.
貴様。なんだ。
What are you? Yeah.
Hmm?
Unlike Beatrice, she wasn't angry. The woman gazed as she examined the being before her, as cool and grim as ice. Also, apparently, Schreiber's backstory will be revealed later, so don't spoiler me about stuff. Obviously, never spoiler, because that's a bad thing. It was though she was trying to gauge how best to deal with the beast.
男か。女か。生はどちらだ、何者だ。
Yeah, it could be either, really. Like, I don't know. I assume, like, Schreiber always been a guy. But, like, something happened? I don't know. Yuma knew full well that it wasn't the dainty girl it appeared to be. The being was covered in the whirlwind of the decay that could almost be described as a dress wave from bloody mist. The pure smile was but a thin layer hiding a chaos of hatred, resentment, and indignation. Leonor didn't even have to remove the mask to feel the pure madness underneath it. It was practically boiling and seeping through. The amount of people this thing killed was several times greater than the Beatrice opponent. Eleanor easily understood this, and was that this one was far more dangerous than the other. Oh yeah, this one is crazy. Yes?
どっちでもないよ。見るかい？
Neither. Okay, so if you are neither, so it like his parents got destroyed, I guess, or mutilated or something. So it's like him, but like I don't know. Was he like castrated or something? The vast emptiness under the being's right skirt had no effect on our composure. Vast emptiness, so Schreiber is like neither? Actually? So it's him and he lost the thing. I guess. Well, his family was not the best one from what we learned last time. Yet, like his father is like so. Oh my! What the fuck was the backstory? Ah. Okay, let's not go back to this. She had a hunch that it wouldn't be a pretty sight, even since she saw the dress-clad monster.
だからお姉さんがどっちでも愛してあげるよ。どうする？
Okay.
なるほど。つまらん哲学を持っているようだ。
So you still do have your thing? Or part of it? Or like, what's happening? It was as she feared, and that was the reason why she couldn't tolerate the being.
エレオノーレ・フォン・ビッテンブルグだ。かかってこい狂犬。テートを腐らすウジ虫め。キリ
It was a spawn of the city's Stygian darkness. Eleanor couldn't stomach the environment that would give birth to such beasts. The fatherland, lost in the previous war, and as such, hopeless failures, covered it like a thin cloud. The one planned to destroy the root of the problem and remove the darkness with a light and victory. That was her role and venerable mission as the Knight of the Rage.
殺す。殺す。僕を殺す。またそうやってできないこと言うやつがさ。嫌いなんだよ。誰が誰を殺すんだ。言ってみろ。
Yep, Schreiber is insane.
私が貴様をだ。思い知れ。
She's not phased at all. Failures, such as this thing, had no place in the strong fatherland envisioned by the Eleanor. The ghost left behind by the defeatists had to perish. This is insane. Who else is going to join the fight? I don't think like anyone else can really, right? Because everyone else are basically civilians. So no one else have the ability to fight. Actually Reinhardt can, right? Because he's the chief of the Gestapo, so he have like his like military training. So he's the under military guy that can like fight. Others not so much. On that holy night, two deadly battles shook Berlin to its core. Flying sparks and shouts of life. The dance between the beasts and the Valkyries had no space for anyone else. Yeah, this is actually... I didn't thought about this. This is actually the fight between beasts and the Valkyries. That's true.
呆れた。とんでもない坊やたちね。あれ、二人とも半分人間やっちゃってるわよ。
Okay. The woman watching the clash from afar voiced her slight astonishment. She expressed true wonder and a certain kind of surprise, but strangely enough, showed little fear. The priest accompanying her spoke in an inquisitive voice, as if to know more of her impression.
つまりあの女性将校たちの分が悪いと。
そうね。彼女たちも非凡ではあるようだけど、
Yeah.
たまにいるのよ、ああいうのが。武道も魔道も知らないのに、環境で生み出される人間獣。言葉遊びをすれば、芸道ってやつね。
Or just need a human beings with no help from martial magical arts. Okay. Yeah. They and Schreiber went through a lot. So yeah, they're like really combat advanced, I would say.
見る限り、小さい坊やが9
9.
大きい坊やが7点。
Oh,
赤毛の軍人さんはまともだけど鍛え方が半端ないようだから同じく7点。
never mind.
金髪のお嬢ちゃんは5点というところかしら。自利品ね。
Okay, so this is like power levels basically. I thought like Schreiber is 9 years old. Like I was like, what the actual fuck? Like how? What? Okay, but then she was like, yeah, big one is 7. Then yeah, okay, yeah, power levels. Okay, I see. Okay, so Rusauka just giving us like her feeling about how this is like going. So Schreiber is the strongest from the bunch, huh? Bei is the same as the Samuel, and Beatrice is just like, yeah, whatever.
でも他にやりようがない。組み合わせを逆にしたら金髪のお嬢ちゃんが真っ先に死ぬ。
Yeah, pretty much.
そうなったら最悪2対1の展開だし、赤毛の軍人さんもそれは分かっているみたいだけど、自分たちが2人がかりで攻めるのは主義に反するってことなのかしら。だったらいっそ逃げちゃえばいいものを、そうもできないのが騎士道精神。泣けてくるわね。手詰まりじゃない。
Her tone as she commented on and analyzed the fight was nonchalant and amused. It was almost as if woman wasn't aware that if she was right, she was in trouble as well. I mean, they are far away from the fight, so they can escape, right? Like, or maybe she was aware and had the reason to act as though it didn't matter.
ならばあなたが女性をして差し上げればよいのでは。
Okay, Tripa, this is a dumb suggestion, if I ever heard one. She's clearly a civilian. Unless there's something I don't know.
私が？なんで？
I don't think she have like any
どうやっ
military
て？
like training or anything. She's just like high class lady.
いえ、なんとなくあなたなら介入できそうな気がしたので。
I mean, she gives the vibe like this, yeah. Her straightforward question made him act slightly evasive. Certain truths were reaching his eyes and ears, but even if the other party was aware of it, he couldn't be too overt about his ability. The priest lacked the courage to speak out, okay? So there's something that we don't know about her. I wonder if the magic is a thing, actually. If like her like magic abilities are not because of the Ahnerbere that she got as the LDO member, and she actually can like use like this like magic circle stuff because she's like from the occult, right? His desire was to silently wither like a flower in the wilderness. Man was always prepared to flee and had a strong inclination to let sleeping dogs lie in his life.
しかしそうなると困りましたね。軍卒とはいえ女性の危機です。私で何かの役に立つなら手助けをしたいところですが。
やめた方がいいわよ。だって
You're -10.
マイナス10点。
Oh, how this changed in the future, huh? How this changed? Invincible body. Oh, the divine vessel. Trifa, your life changed so much.
ついでに言うと、あっちで呆然としている青髪のお嬢さんは平々凡々な一点ね。どうしようもないわよ。
So Lisa is 1, okay.
ならば
Seemingly irked by the woman's irresponsible attitude, the priest slightly raised his chin to point the other direction. Oh, how are they? Okay. The silhouettes were standing there. Even with his eyes and ears, for some reason, he couldn't describe those two beings. Does he wish to know what she thought of
あ
them?
ちらの御人たちはどうなのです。
え？
Did she not? Oh my god, she did not realize that they're there. Wow. Okay, Reinhardt and Mercurius are so like on different level. They cannot even like be perceived.
気づいていなかったのですが。
Yeah.
あれはおそらくゲシュタポ長官閣下殿に宣伝宰相殿の隠した彼らならばどうなのです。
The response to the question was strange and far beyond what he expected. Rusauka cannot comprehend. Oh, this is the CG that we had from the backstory, actually. We have like this shadow that I thought like it's like a snake or like a dragon. It was like in black and white before. Like yellow and like gray, something like that. As if her soul had been torn away from her, the woman shook in clear shock. Only pitiful gibberish escaped her lips. What did she see? What did she feel? What did they look like in the eyes of a witch? Trifa uncontainable curiosity surpassed even his fear. So he's going to peek into her mind?
どうしましたシュベーゲリンさん。
嘘よ
Damn!
そんなことは
Even back then,
ありえるはずか
Mercurius and Reinhard being just humans as like World War II like officers or like basically yeah like that point propaganda minister stuff. They give Rusauka vibes of like being like entirely different beings. Holy shit.
どうしてなんで
What she's going to say? As like they are monsters or something, just like that. Her composure, which was present even when she analyzed the two murderers, shattered like nothing, as though now she was forced by real monsters, faced by the real monsters of another world.
信じられないふざけてる認めないわなんであんなものがこんな世にいる
Okay. Yep. So she's like, yep. But this is abnormality. Her shriek was sure sign that the night was just only the beginning.
どうですなかなか興味深い催しでしょう双方ともにある意味人の極限だ
I have a feeling like Reinhardt already have his powers in this case. Reinhardt already can like use at least his second degree, I would say. What if he already have a lance? And Mercurius always been weird. The vehemence of the woman and the madness of the beast, paying little mind to it. And as if enveloping them all, Karlkrat continued talking with a mysterious smile on his lips. The song-like tone made him seem like a musician playing at an opera.
やはりこの国の人材は面白いふらりと外に出ただけであのようなものらに会ってしまう
You knew exactly they will be here.
これがあなたにとって無料の慰めとなれば幸いだが感想をお聞きしてもよろしいか
Your ennui. What's the ennui? I have no idea. I was unable to answer at first. However, there was one thing he wanted the man to know.
道化師いや K が何者であろうと言っておくが私はなそう大した男ではない
Okay. That's unexpected actually, coming up from Reinhardt. I thought like Reinhardt will not say something like this. I'm not as impressive. I think he would be like, yeah, I'm more impressive than you think. I was wrong, okay. He saw the jester like man as a person. He was long transcended the realm of Merliod, an amalgam of inscrutable absurdity. He could feel it, not by reason, but by heart. Thus Reinhard Hedrich believed he was not interesting enough to be worthy of the phantom interaction. After all,
昔から加減というものができんのだ故になんであれ真摯に取り組み結果としていつの間にか今の地位についていただけまるで止まることのない車と同じだ性能がどうであれ休まず走り続けていれば世界の一周や二周は誰でも回れる、K が私に何を感じているかは預かり知らぬがつまるところラインハルト・ハイドリヒなどそんなものだ
so Reinhardt from back then is considering himself just like a normal human being.
そちらに行け
He's not feeling almighty, he just feels like Yeah, you know, I'm normal. I'm just like doing my thing, and that's how I get where I am right now. Anyone could do it. That's what he says, basically. Go to them. For better or for worse, he was in no way above the common man. His own evaluation of himself was based in neither humanity or consent, but in sullen realism, humility. Sorry. Being a person with nothing special to him, he could do nothing but terrific acts. Even if this man expected something more, the truth would not change. Reinhardt was a normal man, and he knew that that to be true better than to anyone. After all, nothing in this world even left him astonished. He was already at peace, with the resignation overwhelming his heart. Yet the man before him continued smiling, subtly shaking his head.
これはまたあなたに倒壊など似合わない。
Okay.
私がまだこんなものではないと言っても気は変わらぬか。
Yet to even hatch. Okay. Mercurius, you... Like, everything you say, like, it sounds like you either, like, saw it already, like, with your, like, foreknowledge, or you actually been here before, and you're, like, fixing history. There's something. Like, what's, like, his, like, agenda? Like, what do you want?
何
This winter spoke more nonsense. It was almost as though he implied that all the despair, disappointment, and limits Reinhardt set upon himself were nothing but illusions.
中将閣下、あなたは加減ができぬとおっしゃった。止まることができぬとも。しかし、では聞かせていただく。あなたは本気を出していたか、走るつもりで歩いてはいなかったか。
Okay.
どういう意味だ。
言葉通りそのままに。卵を割るがごとき所業に獅子は牙と爪を使ったか。地を這う虫との競争に鷹は翼を使ったか。
I see. Okay, I know now what's going on. So far in Reinhardt's life, there was nothing that would really push him to his limits. And now he's against the people who are like the peak of the humanity, basically. And Reinhardt is about to face them. And he may like have to unleash just a bit of his true self, I guess. And then he will realize that, hey, you know, I might be like actually stronger than I thought. I might be special.
あなたのおっしゃる加減ができずに歩いた道とは一体どこにある道？
So this might be the first time we see Reinhardt being serious. Like first time in the history of Reinhardt.
先ほど車を比喩に出したが、ではこう言わせていただこう。大陸を飛び越え、海の向こうにある敵国を破壊できる新型爆弾。その燃料と内燃機関を持ちながら、周りが公道だからという理由で一般車両に乗せ走っているつもりになって。
That's a very good analogy. Holy crap.
あなた、そろそろお認めなさるがいい。あなたは本気など出していない。加減ができぬ性分ゆえに。そうしなければ病も持たない人と世界に生んでいるのだ。
バカ。
The mother escaping. His lips was slightly cracked in tone.
K の古代妄想は一体どこまで広がっていく？爆弾の燃料と内燃機関だと？私がそんなものを積んでいた。
Well, you did not really had like...
怪人と化している。
No. Reinhardt Hedge claimed to be an ever-running automobile that knew no restraint. That was all there could have been to a man as boring as himself. And as such, the tire was surrounding him was, if anything, the proof of his limits. He was running for so long, and yet it was as though he had never moved from his initial position. Not once in his life had Reinhardt gotten to feel the sense of the accomplishment.
ですからなぜそうしないのかと問うている。
Oh no, I hate the, oh no, the screen is back. I hate the screen. It pains my eyes. Why would you like put this in the game? This is terrible. Those words filled his heart like the poisonous mercury. The sensation urged him to destroy and laugh. The tempting echo of a sweet ecstasy.
この国がお好きですか？慈しんでおられますか？友人、妻、恋人、家族、部下に上官、市政のもろもろ。あなたが土台そんなものを尊きよるべとするなどありえない。なぜなら。
There's Reinhardt, there's Reinhardt, there's our Reinhardt that we know. For what he really wished for was to create the promised land of his destructive embrace. His continues began to wave the perception of himself. It was an unknown delusional longing leaking out of his subconsciousness. So, Reinhardt's goal is to create the world when he can like constantly proving himself as being like the strongest or something. So he wants actually like eternal war on the world, so he can like fight everyone to his like full extent, to not be bored and restricting himself. Okay. At the same time, it was a feeling everyone felt in their infancy. One craving, the preposterous and impossible. Self-consolation, fraught through the demolition of reality. This desire in his heart was all but no. Instead, he merely wished to.
Karl Kraft.
Yep, okay. So Karl created Reinhardt, basically. If not for Karl, we would like the events from like current era would never happen. Reinhardt would never be unleashed from his shackles, if you say so. Mercurius, why would you like create Reinhardt? What the fuck is wrong with you? This is terrible. Reinhardt took a step towards the cut the swinner words short. He could not yet quite grasp the whole truth of his soul, the shape of the prayer etched onto his heart. Also, if he created Reinhardt, right? Because technically he's creating Reinhardt right now. That means, and Karl is also that calm. That means either he have a way to control Reinhardt actions, or he knows that Reinhardt will not kill him, or he have a way to kill Reinhardt in a case if Reinhardt goes like for him, basically, right? Like he will be like, hey, you know what, Karl, you are the one I want to fight the most, and I kind of want to like murder you. So yeah, and Karl have like actually the ability to like actually win against Reinhardt. It's like one of these possibilities. Like he can control Reinhardt somehow. He can like take his powers away. Maybe he can actually win him with in like pure strength competition, or he's just like too smart to being killed. I don't know what his goal is. Like I'm lost. I thought like maybe because if he's like Cagliostro from. Yeah, the comments don't exist anymore because the stuff what happened, so I cannot like relate to the comment. But like Cagliostro been like 1872 from what I remember from the comment. I'm not sure if I misstate this or not. But if he's like truly Cagliostro and he just like keeps living, then I would say that he's like pretty bored and like he have like enough of like being alive, basically, right? So I would say that making Reinhardt is to die. Like Mercurius want to just like be free finally because eternal life is like terrible, and he seems like he's bored. I don't know, like Mercurius, I have no idea. Reinhardt took a step forward and cut the Swinder's word short. He could not yet quite grasp the whole truth of his... okay. He didn't comprehend what he believed in, wished for, resolved, and yet he felt it. It was a strange sensation, burning his chest, even since he met the man. The unexplainable, incomprehensible emotion, one that he must have had experienced countless times before. Anger, irritation, despair, coming from the fact he knew what would happen next, accompanied by the ridicule and the boundless sense of the emptiness, the craving to destroy it all, which was why.
いい加減に口をつぐめ。初めて会った時に言ったはずだ。K が国家に害をなす。
Yeah? Reinhardt starts being serious. The passion he'd poured into his fatherland, subordinates, and everything else he loved could not be proven true if he refused to embrace it.
これ以上くだらんたわごとを抜かすならその口二度と開けぬようにしてくれるぞ。
Giving in to impulse, Reinhardt resumed walking while Karkraft moved to the side with the same smile on his face.
おやおや。ですが閣下、最後にもう一つだけ。この世の黄金律の一形態にピラミッドというものがありましょう。その頂点は誰も横におらない。
Ooh. Interesting. And if you think about this, that means that Reinhardt is not on the top. Truly. Because Mercurius is on the side of Reinhardt. If you think about this, right? He's like friend, as they said, like sworn friend. And he's always like, yeah. Like next to Reinhardt, basically, right? They're like scheming together, or at least like Karl is scheming by himself, but he's like equivalent of Reinhardt, and they're like equals. So yeah, that means that there's someone else on the top in this analogy.
あなたはそういうお方です。ご自覚なさるがよろしいかと。
くだらんな。
Indeed. His words mean little. Reinhardt's opinion of himself as a lowly individual had not wavered, and as such,
の言うことは何もわからん。上も乾きも。私は自覚などしていない。しかし、なぜだろうな。
he craved to embrace all creation utterly choked.
この者たちを。ねじ伏せたくて仕方がない。
Oh, okay, so we are going to make all the four of them to yield to him. And Rusauka will obviously yield to him because she can like sense that he's like incredibly strong. Lisa is going to be scared probably. Trifa is just weak and he's just like going to be, yeah, what I can do.
ではご随意に。
As if congratulating Reinhardt for the path he chose, Karkraft did a graceful bow. Okay.
どけ。
Holy fuck. Reinhardt just moved to the fighting sides. That eye. And he's just like, move. I'm going like pass through this place. Like, just, yeah.
お下がりください、中将閣下。危険です。
Oh, Eleanor, oh. You do not speak like that to Reinhardt.
どけと言った。
Holy shit. What seems like a weak swing of his arm threw Eleanor away like the ragdoll. Exposed to sight, even the blood-clad, maddened beast stopped dead in his track.
どうした狂犬。なぜ止まる。
The savage looked up to witness something that filled even him with terror. Reinhardt, I have a feeling like you already surpassed humans and you actually have the powers of the, like, LDO. Like, Evocate, right? That was the power system, Evocate. With his sense of reason gone, Wolfgang Schreiber's mind was like that of an animal. And that was exactly why the sight petrified him. His instincts screamed that Reinhardt wasn't a normal opponent. The very thought of winning against him felt absurd. Damn! Unless it's just like his charisma, you know?
その目産んでいるだろうならばいるまい
What? Excuse me, what? Wait, Reinhardt... Oh. Okay. Reinhardt forced a finger into the eye of the beast and thrust it by the socket. Reinhardt, you are mad. Holy shit. Schreiber's brain scattered ridiculous amount of chemicals, made him insensitive to pain. But the atrocity he was experiencing was nonetheless painful enough to make him scream. Scarred like a ragdoll, Schreiber rolled across the ground, unable to tell which way was up. Might not have waited all that much, but the feat wasn't one that should have been accomplished by the single finger. So Reinhardt just like lift up Schreiber with his finger by the eye socket and just throw him? What the? Okay. Undeniable and absolute dominance and subjugation. Everyone exposed it to it lost their breath.
そんな
Holy shit. Okay.
何ですかあれは
How is the old Reinhardt more scary than the current one?
嘘よ嘘よ嘘よこんなの
And Carl is like, yeah, cool, that's what I wanted. For some reason. Only known to Mercurius. The only expectation was the Shadow's Winder, to whom the sight seems truthfully pleasing.
引け下がるんだキルフィアイゼン
Yep, smacked as well, okay. Eleanor Pine's scream fails to reach the girl in time for her to avoid being thrown to the side. Just move! Just let him pass! And so, only one of them was left.
なんだよてめえは
But he's going to try and fight him, isn't he? Astonished and terrified, Wilhelm stood before the golden destruction. He too was completely stripped of any will to fight. Okay, never mind. The eyes looking down on him seems to come from the high heavens, but the voice that fell upon his terrified ears was strangely emotional, or someone speaking to equivalent of an ant.
何者でもない貴様は何だ
Damn!
あ俺は
Yeah, what are you? If Reinhardt says that he's nothing, then how do you answer this? If someone who's nothing is just like overwhelmingly powerful, what that makes you? Holy shit! Wilhelm failed to string a proper sentence, as if he had forgotten who he was, and only released sounds that seems both sorrowful and joyous. Soon enough, he came to certain realization. The man before him was an infant, a freshly born transcendent, who would experience unimaginable growth. Any who came in contact with his first cry were pulverized, turned into dust, and rendered unable to return to their former selves. And for some reason, Wilhelm felt that to be a blessing rather than a
血を
curse.
好むのかそれとも忌むのかまずは己の血を顧みろ
Okay. The feast that crushed Wilhelm's stomach reduced his internal organs to mush, shattering his bones and Then he's like, wait, but Wilhelm died? What? What the? The strike marked the beginning of his second life of blissful strife as the member of the hellish Legion of Gold. So they resurrect him with like the blood of the Dracula of Bay that Rusauka have? What the actual... What? What is this backstory? Holy shit. While painfully drawing in the sea of his own bloody vomit, Wilhelm felt love, pleasure and elation so true it almost made him climax. The Mercurius shadow observing, the sight grinned, expressing his great joy from the distant, unknown emptiness of the Empyrean. Empyrean. Okay. Mercurius, what's your idea for the world? What is happening? You mad mastermind. What the hell? Lisa could do nothing but embrace herself and tremble before the sudden eruption of gold valor.
どうやら型がついたようですが、しかしこれは果たして助かったと言えるのでしょうか。
Oh yeah. Is he coming for you? Driva felt as though he might have been luckier had he actually been killed today as someone of no consequence. The sentiment of his wasn't unreasonable in the least.
あれがラインハルト・ハイドリ
Yeah. Anna Schwagerin. Okay. So Rusauka's name is Anna. In Anna Schwagerin instinctually understood that she never should have met him. Her fate was sealed just by virtue of being here. There was no escaping it now. As if to confirm it, Reinhard Heldrich gave the two soldiers an order.
なんでありますか、中将。
Okay. Compared to Schreiber and Wilhelm, the woman seemed to be slightly better off. The two somehow stood up and looked back at the tall man.
あちらにいる神父と女二人をゲシュタポへ連れ
Okay.
しかしかか
Well, you do not disobey, Reinhard.
二度言わせるな。今すぐにだ。
かしこまりました。
Damn.
行くぞキルヒアイゼン。
ですがそのあの二人はどうするのです。国家反逆の。
ケイラの知るところではない。私が戻るまで神父たちを拘束していろ。
はっ。エレオノーレ・フォン・ビッテンブルグであります。
ケイラ二人、移動願いを出しておけ。
Okay.
ゲシュタポへ。
Okay. At that moment, the two felt as though Reinhard's blue eyes were glittering in gold.
そんな。
わかったか。では行け。
They didn't know his intentions, but couldn't talk back against an order. They dragged their injured bodies, and as they were told, arrested Trifa and the woman before hurriedly leaving the place. As the night became silent, once again, Karl Pirat began clapping at Reinhard, who was still shaking from the newfound emotions that surged within him. Also, what happened to Lisa? They didn't mention Lisa yet. They arrested Trifa and Rusauka. What with Lisa?
さて、おそらくは生まれて初めて振るったで
Restrained
手
violence.
加減の薄い暴力の味はいかがでしたか。たとえあなたが否定しようと私には見える、感じられる。
Mercurius. I just...
だからなんで私があんたたちに連行されなきゃいけないのよ。
Okay, I guess we'll see the...
話しなさいよ。
We'll start with Rusauka being taken to Gestapo in the next episode. Wow! Wow, that was the beginning of Reinhard. That's how the Reinhard that we know now came to be. Holy shit, what an episode. Wow! Anyway, that's it for this episode. I don't think I have like anything to say because I'm still in shock on like what's happening. Also, Rusauka like have like weird magical powers. This is still like, so she actually can like evaluate people like levels. Like what? I mean, I guess that was just her like feeling of like looking at the fight, and she was like, yeah, he's 9, he's 7, he's yeah. And Reinhardt and Mercurius just felt off for her. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, that will be it for this episode. Thank you everyone for being with me for this episode, and I will see you all in the next episode of this era. So leave up a like, subscribe if you are not subscribed, comment down below on the series. I would love to see your input on Reinhardt. How do you like this backstory so far? How do you like the entrance that Reinhardt made? And yeah, anyway, thank you. I will see you in the next episodes. So yeah, for now, Pocket Watch, let's drink out.